Ready? Okay then, Year 7. Can I just have everybody looking this way? As you probably gathered by now, Mr. Trulow's not going to be taking you for your lessons today. I'm Mrs. Hayward and I'm going to be taking you for your French lesson this morning.
Schools often have to provide cover for teachers who may be ill or have other commitments. Cover has traditionally been provided by supply teachers or a school's own teaching staff. We visited Riding School in South Gloucestershire, a school which has opted for a system of cover supervision. Caroline Hayward has been the senior cover supervisor at Ridings for the past 3 years. We followed her for a day to find out what being a cover supervisor is all about. Outside, the first flood of pupils has just started to arrive, but Caroline's already at her desk.
40% of my time is doing cover, 40% is admin, and the other 20% is invigilating in exams, which I'll be involved in probably this afternoon because there's lots of exams going on at the moment. I cover or help support 2 admin faculties, which is languages, which is where I'm based now, and English. And I'll do any admin or any kind of tasks that they need during the day besides the cover, but I normally sort out what cover I've got first and then work everything else around it. But it's just that I knew I had these bits and pieces, so I thought I'd sort those out straight away, and I'll pop in and see what cover I've got in a minute.
With admin tasks well in hand, it's time for Caroline to find out what lessons she'll be covering today.
Hi Sue, got anything for me today?
Yeah, period 1 French for Vito and AG1.
Oh lovely, okay, right, we'll do. I'll go and see Vito then.
All right,
thanks a lot. Okay, well I've just been giving cover for period 1, which I know is in that classroom, but I don't expect the work's there at the moment, so I'm going to go and find the teacher, and he or she will go through it with me, and we'll sort out what we need to be doing. To get to know certain members of staff is a tremendous help, because if you know how they work and what they would like to achieve, then that helps you provide the best cover that you can. Ah, the very person.
Oh, hi, Caroline.
Hiya.
Hi.
I'm covering your period 1, so can I just go through
Yeah.
what we need to be doing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's really looking at what we did on Friday.
Okay.
On Friday we didn't use the book, but we introduced I am intelligent, just had adjectives there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I suggest for you, if you put this on the board,
Yeah.
with je suis in the middle,
Right.
okay? And then in their books what they can do is they can do a little spidergram like in this book here. If I give you a seating plan, because I've got a seating plan there.
Lovely. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's that there. And there's the register for you to have.
Lovely. I think I've got that.
You know, they have been a bit chatty, this lot.
Oh, have they?
You decide what is out of turn,
Right.
or too much talking. 5 lines if they talk. Then if they stop, then they don't have any more lines. If somebody else in the classroom starts chatting out of line, then you give the 5 lines that you've just given to somebody to them.
That's
okay?
a good idea. Right.
That tends to stop them.
As the buzzer sounds for first period, it's time for Caroline to make her way to set up for the Year 7 cover.
I think it's a help that pupils are familiar with me as a cover supervisor or my colleagues. I think they get a reassurance from knowing us, seeing us around school, and know that if their teacher's not in, then there is a chance that either I or my colleagues will be taking their lesson. And I think they do take a bit of comfort from that, knowing a familiar face.
I like Ben.
Yes, go and get these young people in a minute. Okay, then Year 7, let's have you lining up along the wall nicely, please. Come on, then let's take our coats. Can you go then, guys? The first thing is I expect everybody to behave. And the second thing is I expect everybody to try with the work that's been set. And Mr. Trulow's set a continuation of what you have been doing on these words here using je suis. Can anybody tell me what je suis means?
I am.
I am, that's it. Well done. Okay. What I want you to do is to tell me in a sentence, say je suis intelligente, and then perhaps you can tell me what that means. I want you to say it and I want you to tell me the meaning, okay? So who's going to be first for me? Okay, well done.
Je suis intelligent. I am intelligent.
Well done. Okay, yeah.
Je suis intéressant, and it means I am interesting.
Good, well done. Okay.
Je suis petite.
Petit. Yeah.
I am small.
I'm small. If I can give out these, one between two. And then when you get your textbooks, can you turn to page 33? Who's the description there?
It's got to be a girl because it's got petite.
Absolutely right, well done. So it's going to be Hanan, isn't it? Tu es... You've got je suis, what does that mean? I am. Do what the arrows tell you, all right? Yeah. Okay, work your way through. Are we okay? And you're going to write marrant, okay? Right, okay. Year 7, can we have you listening up, please? I am aware of what the sanctions are for your chit-chatting. Mr. Trullo did go through your 5 sentences and then they get carried on if the person doesn't stop. So can we just be mindful of that, please? So those people I've just said about coming with their planners, can they come up the front, please? And they can choose a sticker for their merits. I have to write a little report now to Mr. Trullo to let him know what we've been doing this morning and how well we've done. So it's really great that I can actually write back to him and say how well you've all done this morning. So well done to everybody. A particular well done to those people that have got merits. I think probably we could all done with a merit, but those people that I chose this morning done particularly well. Perhaps next time we can get a few more. Excuse me, please. Can we line up nicely? Can we line up nicely, please? Thank you. As I do in all cases, I write out a feedback sheet for the teacher so that they know exactly what's gone on, both in terms of the work that was done and how the class were, and if there was any particular problems. I thought if I had a sheet that explained everything, I could put it together with the register and any work that was collected in or done and put it in their pigeonholes in the staff room so that I've done it when it's fresh in my head and they've obviously got a follow-on for the lesson next time. I've had some very positive feedback actually because they obviously don't get this kind of feedback for cover, so they're interested to know how their class has got on, both positive and negative, but usually positive. While I'm here I can see if there's anything for me. No.
11 o'clock. It's morning break time for students and for Caroline. After break, Caroline meets the rest of the cover supervision team for their weekly mentoring and feedback meeting.
Chris, all right, how are we getting on then?
The cover supervisors at Ridings come from a range of professional backgrounds, from running a benefits agency to administrative experience to working as a technical assistant. They all became cover supervisors, not because they have professional teaching qualifications, but because of an interest in working in a school environment.
And I think that's maybe part and parcel of the role you have, you know, organising and leading a class, you know, that they look to you for reliance and confidence. So, you know, if you can let that filter through.
Yeah, I think if you are confident that your body language and everything about you says to the class, right, my normal teacher might not be here today, but oh, Mrs. Harris, Mr. Orland, Mrs. Hayward, they know what they're doing.
As we're getting more known around the school, the pupils are realising that we can find out who they are if we don't know at the moment, and that we are there the next day, and that if we give out a sanction, we can follow it through.
This is the blue form the school uses, as you know, and I think what tends to happen is it gets used for the negatives, but we haven't got to forget that there are positives as well. I think all of us like to try and deal with it in the lesson if we can.
Right. Or follow it through as soon as possible afterwards.
Yeah.
I think it's also good to make a note yourself of who you've given sanctions out to or merits.
But are you coping all right with that? Because it is quite a demand to throw yourself into English and then maths
easier.
and then...
It definitely gets easier. I think once you realise sort of how diverse and how many facets there are to the job, you know, it's very demanding but very rewarding as well.
After lunch, it's back to admin for Caroline.
Is that everybody's? Is that everybody's?
Yeah.
I know there's only 3 or 4 of you, but...
Yeah, because everyone finished it. So.
Okay, fine. Thanks a lot. Okay. Yeah. That's Mrs Wilcox's 6th formers, and they're just bringing back the work they did in the class, so she can see that on Monday because she won't be back today. We just sign these in a minute then. I've got to mark these. Are you going to bring them back at the end of the lesson or end of today?
These to connect to the computer.
Oh yeah, we're like editing the stuff on it. Do we need a lead or anything?
I'll just put these out to you. Okay. There you go. You've got tapes. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
All right then.
Thanks very
See
much.
you a bit later.
Thank you.
Bye then.
Bye.
Bye.
I've set up a spreadsheet for languages so that they can track pupils from year 7 right through to year 11. All this information is available in different pockets of information in school, but I've actually drawn off the information that languages need, and I'm feeding the information now.
Mid-afternoon, and Caroline moves on to yet another element of her job.
Hiya. All right, all ready for our exam this afternoon?
You're with Rob this afternoon.
Oh, right, okay, Rob, yeah.
There's
Right.
2 exams, one following after the other.
Okay,
So
we're going to
the
set it
same
up.
kids are coming back to take the second exam.
Right, so
Okay.
we're going to set up then, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay then, right.
Thank you. I'll be down in a bit.
Okay, thanks.
Today it might be the pupils' turn to be put to the test, but what's their assessment of the cover supervision system?
I think there's good communication between the teacher and the cover supervisor so that they know what work you're doing and they know how far to push you and how much you should know and how much you should learn that day. So I think it's good when you have a prepared lesson like that when you have a cover supervisor.
I think it's better that someone like Miss Hayward comes in who who you recognise from around the school, because then she comes in and you're more in your comfort zone. If a stranger comes in who you don't recognise, then you're more kind of disorientated and you don't get down and settle down. But whereas if you have a familiar face, then the lesson settles, you kind of settle down in your lesson more quickly.
Yes.
Great, thanks a lot.
Cheers.
The combination that we have here with the admin, the exams and the cover, I think that works particularly well. From my point of view, I've got variety and no 2 days are the same. Bye Jackie, see you tomorrow. Bye.